Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to O.C.C. Scrim's Diamond Division. Tonight, it's Komodo versus Smile, and I'm joined by Astron. How you doing?
It's an Astron's Jag, by the way.
Is that Jag? Okay, never mind. We're doing Jag.
What?
Forgot who I was doing it with. Jag,
You
how
don't
you
want?
doing?
I'm good. You don't want Astron on the stream? Are you kidding me? That's like the
I was
worst
thinking,
thing
but
ever.
you asked if you asked something about Astron's mic, and I was like, wait, what, Astron? And then you were in it, so I just played it off.
Astron is game host tonight, so that's why I got a little confusing. But yeah, I put Astron in the stream. That's disaster. All right.
I mean, you said it, not me.
Okay. But yeah, we got a great matchup tonight, though. Komodo versus Smile. It's one of the classics. I love it. We got Mal tonight. We got Hammer. Two great main tanks. We got Voltage and Clever. Both great Genjis. I'm really looking forward to this. And then Lord Yukon with the Diva. I think we're gonna have a good matchup.
We usually do get some great Diva bombs from Lord Yukon. And speaking of that, our first match is going to be Ilios. What do you think we're going to be seeing from these teams on this map?
It depends. If we get well first, personally, I like to do the goats. Just rotate around. We might see the traditional Orisa Hog. It's just, I forgot the other two name now. I don't know what they're called, but all I know is well because it's the most popular one. But the other two, same thing. It'd just be goats. I think we're gonna see that for for Ilios.
Yeah, we're probably going to see goats. I will definitely agree with you. There, one thing that we do get to see on this map that we don't get to on other ones is that on Ilios Ruins, usually you do see a Widowmaker, especially in the upper division like here. And I definitely want to see that. So hopefully we do get to play on Ruins.
Yeah. For Mighty Peons here tonight, maybe they'll put him in and we might see a Widowmaker then for Ruins. We may never know. Anything can happen tonight.
There's a lot that can happen. Also on Lighthouse, there's a lot of opportunity for environmental kills and just a lot of opportunity for really great plays. I can't wait to see it. So we're going to be getting in before too long.
Right
questions going on in the game chat. We won't talk about that. So we are now in Ilios, and it looks like we're going to be starting on Lighthouse.
It's a very good map for Lighthouse. You can, like I said, a lot of times you see goats. We can easily do 2-2-2. It's a good map for Widowmaker and whatnot. We're just waiting for the players to join right now before we actually see the comps they're going to actually run.
Yeah, right now everybody's just having some fun doing their emotes.
Let's see what's going on here.
I don't know if stream could see it, but that emote that Clever did with Doomfist is actually a reference to an early developmental stage of Doomfist, where he would pick up and throw rocks.
Really? I did not know that. That is
fun fact, yeah.
That is a pretty cool emote, though. I do have that on my Doomfist. That one and the fake punch, which it's pretty funny to me.
Yeah, fake punch is good. So yeah, we're going to get to see what these teams are going to be running in just about 20 seconds, but there are a few different things that can be run here. Chances are it is going to be goats. It works very, very well in this really close quarters point, but also I wouldn't be surprised if we do get to see some Pharah coming out here, because this huge open area can't really get underneath Pharah. She can use the buildings to maneuver very, very well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting about this map that a lot of maps don't offer is that you're right next to a boopable area. So if you have a Lucio, a Pharah, even a Hog that can knock you off, a lot of people tend to forget that you can be knocked off of it. So you usually see that happen. Right now you see them doing, it looks like it's going to be goats and goats. The only difference is we have Big Eye and Winston, and we have, oh, actually no, it's 2-2-2 against goats.
By the looks of it, yeah, on the side of Smile, we're going to be seeing that standard 2-2 with Voltage on Soldier, which should be pretty interesting coming into here. We'll see if they can manage to fight this Ghost composition. Right now, they're doing is they're taking the high ground, make sure get those easy shots, while the side of Komodo moves pretty stealthily, or not pretty smoothly, onto the point. And as it unlocks in just a few seconds, they're going to be able to start moving that capture progress along. And now here it is, Smile jumping in, trying to find an opportunity. but with Bacon down, it seems like they might not be able to. They're starting to back off. And Wind's Plague did manage to fall on the side of Komodo, but it was not enough. You see the rest of Komodo here just moving up, trying to follow up on the enemy team, but they're not able to.
Yeah, Komodo did the right move there with the Ghost competition. They ran right to the point and pretty much eliminate any kind of dive that they can do on them, the Smile can do on them. By eliminating that, they really can't target anyone or even go in one by one.
But with Hammer pushed up pretty far, they may be able to get a pick here. The shield bash doesn't quite land, and so Hammer is able to get away. Mal trying to get a little bit of charge. Well, fine. Too much right now. There's a Hammer down, and it catches many members on the side. Oh, getting wiped out. No chance back to the spawn.
A Hammer living up to the name right there. That was a Hammer down. It's just something that Smile was not prepared for. They switched, over to Ryan. Mal should knew that there was a shatter coming, and Hammer abused it for it.
Also, look at this ult economy right now. Smile has it pretty rough against Komodo. Komodo is sitting on 4 ultimates currently. See if they are able to use those effectively in this next fight. But with Niwu down, looks like they may not be able to find the opportunity as the rest of them start moving in. Lord Yukon does actually eat Voltage's, or rather the other way, Voltage does eat Lord Yukon's Graviton Surge, but that is not enough for them to take that.
It was a big, you could grab and whatnot, but they're already down a player, which was the break. They got to be more careful and sit together more. With the breaking momentum right off the bat, it became a 6-5 battle.
And just as we take over 96%, Voltage does manage to get a double kill. That could be what they need. 99%, they cannot get on the objective in time, and it does go to Komodo.
What a great shatter again. Hammer is just on point there, knowing when to shatter and make sure that no one gets onto that point right there. We got well here. I see the one side switching to looks like a bunker comp. Let's see. They're doing dive on the other side. It looks like a Smile.
Orisa, this is one of the few maps where Orisa does get to really show her stuff. Is a great hero, and looks like we are getting that pretty standard composition with that bunker. We're going to get to see some Baptiste coming in this game as well.
We're running the Bastion. Mishra right now is running the Bastion, which is interesting. I don't normally see a Bastion too much on well. So we'll see what he does with that.
It used to be the big thing in Overwatch League running a Bastion on the top. It's really one of the only ones you get to see that. Hammer's shield goes down pretty much instantly, waiting for it to be put back up. So Mishra's really ready for it. Voltage tried to get to the back line, but got taken out. The swift shot by Clever, very good play there. Dynamite doesn't quite go into the room. Right now, we do see Smile starting to maneuver over, but will they be able to do it? They have managed to get 2 kills, but a hook sends Niwu into the pit. Will they be able to deal with Mishra's damage? You have to get on that Bastion and take him out fast. A good halt brings everybody together. That could be what they need. Wind's Plague is down, not a lot of healing left, but with Mishra using configuration, Tank is able to pick up a kill onto Voltage. This is not looking good for the side of Smile. Will they be able to bring it back? Right now, they are retreating a little bit towards the corner. They were not able to take the point there.
Smile had the right idea to rotate right into Komodo, but the problem was that the picks that the Komodo got was the ones they didn't want them to have, and they ended up getting caught inside that building, and you can't do nothing about it.
A great hook there takes Mishra out of. The guy is sent into the pit by Lord Yukon's whole hog. The bongos there and created a lot of extra damage for the side of Smile, and it seems like now it is paying off. Wind's Plague hook, but it is not finished off, and Niwu is actually sent into the well. Will they be able to bring this back? It's Mal and Bacon and Volatile Charge trying to hold on. There is a nuke. Will it land on anybody? Mishra does get caught. Couldn't quite maneuver behind Hammer's shield. Now Smile, they're starting to bring this back a little bit. There is Bacon Guy back on the Orisa, setting up, might be able to create a little bit of an opportunity. And Hammer booped into the well. There is no main tank for the side of Komodo, and they are pushed off the point.
Yeah, and Smile got the right picks they needed. They kept up with the heavy damage. They overpowered Komodo, took over the point. Pretty much denied space for them. Let's see if Komodo can take this back. They're already up 75%. They don't have far to go. They just need one retake and then hold it for a little bit.
Look at Voltage up there on the high ground. Going to be sitting off a big rib tire here. Will that trying to maneuver? Will that be it for Smile's defense? We will see. Setting back to the back, Voltage is trying to get some grenades in there, and Hammer gets halted over the edge, and Lord Yukon hook shortly afterwards. The Lord Yukon was able to get a kill on the way down. It cannot be revived. Bob is out, putting out a lot of damage, but hook into the pit. So this is looking good for Smile as they defend this point. They're managing to hold on quite a bit here, although it seems to be mostly Bagel Guy and Volatile. There is the bongos out. You do see Niwu there getting a great double kill and is going to be holding on to this point a little while longer as we tick over 60%. Holding on to this, Lord Yukon trying to just find an angle. Hammer trying to keep that shield up, but it is falling pretty fast, especially thanks to that Junkrat. Both Roadhogs into the well, hooked each other in. I'm not entirely sure that's how physics works, but that is how it works here in Overwatch. Another rip tire. Will this one connect better than the last one? Goes all the way to the back, is able to get a kill onto Mithy. This is looking good for Smile as the percentage takes over 85%. But with now halted into the well, it's looking good for Komodo as they start taking this back bit by bit. But Voltage getting a triple kill is going to hold on to this a little while longer. It's just Lord Yukon and Mithy trying to contest this as we go into overtime. Will Mithy be able to get caught in the trap? Now it is Clever trying to hold on, but won't be able to. Does fall in overtime. It's beginning to tick down. Hammer trying to contest it a little while longer, but the whole hog is here to try and push anybody off who might even think of contesting this, and it goes to Smile.
And Big Guy did the right thing with Orisa. You know, he's putting shield up, using the wall right next to him, just in case the shield breaks, and denying Komodo that capture point. And then it also gives him to seem time for Smile to get back to him to protect him. Definitely a good move, Orisa. A lot of times you don't see Orisa do that. Usually they're closer to the well and they get picked off and whatnot. So good positioning on him. That's what really saved Smile to keep you on his picks they needed.
Very, very good. And now it is time for Ruins. We are looking at one Widowmaker here. Voltage is going to be on that, so expect really great plays there. And now it is time to start.
Man, I'm surprised Niwu right now is on Roadhog. Like, he's a pretty decent Widowmaker. I thought I'll see him on there right now.
Actually, seems like Voltage has swapped off to Zenyatta as well, so we won't be seeing Widowmaker quite yet here on Ruins.
Yeah, and right now you got dive comp versus dive comp, so she's pretty good. So we're pretty much getting everything tonight. Goats, bunker, dive. What's next? 4 DPS, 5 DPS.
There's Voltage, got pretty dangerously close to the edge, but did stay alive. Hammer dropping very, very low, able to back up a little bit, but it's still awfully low, in danger. Mal trying to follow up, is going to be getting a little bit of damage, will be able to follow through with that double kill. Now this point is looking very good for Smile. It's been pretty even, but now it is time to follow up here. Mal trying to take out Lord Yukon, is actually knocked out of the mech, but now Bagel Guy is there to help. Knocks Lord Yukon out in turn, is able to jump right onto there, take him out. Dragons actually coming out maybe a little bit early, but I think it was actually for the switch bait.
Yeah, Smile's getting the right picks. They're going for the right targets at first before Komodo does, and they may win the battle easily just because of that reason, just picking the right targets.
To me, that was a little bit of a questionable drag. It probably was a misclick and then was just sent towards the point. But that is what it is. They're going to have... They've made their bed, now they have to lie in it. And Mishra up on the high ground, trying to find opportunity. Mal getting right up onto there, knocking them off. And now, we're seeing Hammer getting right up into the front. His Primal Rage, that is a pretty dangerous position for Niwu, who is knocked over the edge. Very great play there from Hammer. And with that off tank down, will they be able to hold on to this Smile? They have sent out the nuke, but it isn't going to be able to find anybody quite yet. Bagel Guy trying to get onto the back line, but is in danger of a lot of damage. Clever is revived as well, and this looks like it's going to be a point take for Komodo.
Man, Misha is saying I don't need these dragons. We could take it over without this, without these guys, and they definitely did. You know, again, good plays by them. You saw Hammer take out the Roadhog, Miru, right away with the ult. Immediately jumped on the healers. Again, it's just good targeting and good plays.
Was it the roles have kind of switched from the first round? In the first round, it was the side of Komodo running goats. Now it is the side of Smile. Now getting onto the point, Voltage using Transcendence to create that very offensive push. There are the dragons going onto the point, but it isn't catching anybody. And Smile is definitely looking good here as Lord Yukon and Hammer are trying to hold on to the point. Windplay tried to get on there, provide some more healing, but it did not work. Now it's just Lord Yukon left on the point, knocked outside of the mech, and is taken out.
I mean, Smile is doing really good. They just took the point right back over. Let's see if Komodo comes back and takes the point again, because I knew this was going to be a good match tonight. I'm really excited to see what we have in store for today. But this first match, it's really good between both teams.
It's been very solid so far, and now looking at this, Lord Yukon and side of Komodo, they're going to have a pretty difficult take, although they do have the ultimate advantage. So they use those wisely. They can pull it off. There's the Primal Rage, trying to knock some more people over the edge just like last time, but it doesn't seem to be working quite as well. Niwu, though, getting caught yet again, knocked over the edge. Hammer getting back onto the point. There is a nuke. Will there be any shield? Clever is caught by it. Will that be enough for Smile to hold on? They are trying their best. Primal Rage from Bagel Guy has just now worn off. Do a whole lot. Now Komodo looking very, very good. Bagel Guy dropping very low. Now last one to contest the point. Voltage getting now jumped on by Lord Yukon, and Mishra using the Death Blossom to clean it up.
Yeah, again, Komodo took it over. Let's see if they hold it this time. Maybe we get 99%, over 99%. But Elfie wants to know where the sun is. I mean, he's on vacation right now with the moon. I mean, they're celebrating right now. They're trying to figure out, you know, who's the better Zen. Well, maybe they'll be back next week, you know, for the playoffs. We'll see.
Hopefully they will be back soon, but now it is these players' time to shine. Looking at this, Smile, all they have to do is win 1 point. Voltage with the Transcendence to try and keep this going, but a nuke that doesn't protect from that. It doesn't connect to anybody, though. Lord Yukon back in the mech, trying to put out some damage. Windplague, though, taken out. There seems to be no heals now for the side of Komodo. Will they be able to hold on? It's just Lord Yukon outside of the mech, and Hammer trying to hold on to this point a little while longer, but the Pulse Bomb seals the deal, and this goes over to Smile in overtime, beginning to tick down. Will they be able to get on there? They cannot, and the map goes to Smile.
Oh, wait, I went backwards. Fix this. That's weird.
Play of the game.
Let me fix that real quick.
But yeah, this is looking pretty good for them. And here we are actually seeing a play of the game from Volatile on Mercy, something we don't get to see very often. Damage boosting that Voltage to deal so much damage. Great work there.
Yeah, I think Komodo, like, you know, messed with my settings, because whatever point I do, it went to Komodo. And I'm really not trying to do that. Just fixing it right now.
That is a little bit odd, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. And looking at this, they are looking pretty good, the side of Smile. Although it was very, very close. Komodo was able to take the first point very convincingly, 100% to 0, but Smile just turned it around.
Yeah, just real quick, you know, I'm really excited to see a Mercy play the game. We normally don't see that too much. Usually he's a tank or DPS. So good job on Volley on that play the game real quick. The next map is one of the maps that I dislike. I probably lose so many times this map, and that's Real Auto, which I can't say right. Can't say anything correct.
Is that why you don't like it?
No, it's just the the second point with the choke. You know, it's like probably the toughest part of the whole map to get around. But the, you know, even the first one, you got the bridge. Let's see what happens with these guys, what they do. But Smile, it seems like they're ready to fight tonight. They got the first point of the map. We'll see what happens this one. I'm assuming that Komodo's gonna go full goats on them, and I'm assuming Smile's gonna do 2-2-2. That's my guess right now. Let's see what seems better. You know, they're gonna put up a fight tonight.
There is a lot of fight left in these teams as we go, or as we prepare to get into the map. And you're right, there are a lot of really difficult chokes and a lot of opportunities for environmental kills on Rialto, on mostly on the first area for environmental kills and a little bit in the second as well. We'll see if we get to see any great boosts. We saw a lot of really great environmental kills on the second round of the last map. Just tons of people going into the well. Hopefully, we do get to see some in this next one.
Is that what you're looking forward to?
I always look forward to environmental.
That's your favorite thing, is just watching people like jump over the bridge.
Exactly.
So if all your friends jumped off the bridge, you'll do the same thing?
I would record them with the camera and laugh, yes.
Okay. As long as you put on Instagram somewhere that goes viral, get some money off your friends for doing something stupid.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the way to go.
I will subsist on their stupidity.
I'm just waiting for we're good to go. Okay, we're starting the next map right now.
Welcome to Rialto.
So now in this, we get to see beautiful Rialto, beautiful Italy. I mean, you cannot deny it is a very pretty map.
It is a pretty map, but if this was real and I went to this area, I'll be disappointed because it's been taken over by, you know, was it Omnics? I guess they're called, right?
Yep.
It's just depressing to me. Like, I want to see that. I want the real experience. Don't you?
We now know which side of the conflict that Jag is on in the Overwatch lore. Good to know.
I mean, come
So
on. Have you not seen Terminator? I mean, let's be real.
We do get to take a look at these compositions now in just a couple of seconds. Looking at this, looks like we are actually not going to be seeing goats on this defense. Look at that.
They're going with the bunker for defense, which is still good. I'm wondering where they're going to position. I'm assuming they're going to position up high, most likely on the right side. We do that sometimes with, you know, with Frost. We'll hold up the right side of it and just try to contest them right there on the bridge. So I'm assuming they're going to do the same thing. The only difference is we don't run a Sombra, so that's going to be interesting. Usually we do a May or a Torb instead of a Bastion. But they are running goats on the attack. There is goats here.
And now looking at this, we will see if this goats composition can break the bunker. A position up in a very advantageous position right on that corner, very far forward, very aggressive. Will that pay off? Seems to be working so far. As a great halt, sends two into the river from Hammer. Very solid, and a cleanup kill onto Malniwu. Accepts their fate. Goes ahead, sends into the briny deep as well.
They can do this with goats. They just need to be more careful on it. Have the instead of Amara pushing them so forward, stay closer to her tank to eat that ult so that they can move forward. If it doesn't work, if they need to go, pretty much dive and get on top of them that way.
Speaking of getting on top of them, looks like Amara has actually swapped over to the Symmetra. Clever does know that, has called that out though, so we'll see if that pays off. Now positioning maybe over towards the edge. No, instead they're looking at that middle. A hack does come through onto Niwu, who does have to wait a little bit, and a quick kill onto Amara is going to slow down this push.
Now that they know what the plan is, like, they need to change it up. Just sticking with the teleporter, I don't know how much it's going to work for them.
I mean, Goat's composition does work best on top of an enemy, but they're going to have to be able to get on there without dying with Volatile down. Yet again, staggered and having to wait for a respawn timer.
Yeah, at this point, they're just wasting time. Right now, they're, you know, almost 2 minutes left. I'll see what they're going now. They got the teleport going.
Payload has not moved forward an inch, and somehow they're going to have to deal with this Bastion. If they can break this composition, it may just work out for them. Using the teleporter to position into the back area. Will they, you know, they're kind of just falling back. They're going around, but they don't have the payload, so it can't really work for them. And Mishra has taken out Baby Guy with no main tank. Everyone else just has to accept their fate. Niwu over the edge into the river, and along with Mal.
Yeah, they got separated. They need to reset and then change it up right now. Like I said, if goats could have worked, you just got to use your, you know, what you have, your utilities correctly. Let Matrix eat the Hulk so you keep pushing. Or, like I said, go dive. Dive right on top of them, which I think they're doing now. They're going to dive comp right now.
Going to have to just get past that insane amount of Bastion damage and get on there. Will they be able to do it? Amar's ultimate is up and is going to be using that to cut off Mishra and all that damage, but an EMP takes that wall away. Will they be able to survive all of the hacks? Many of them is now wearing off, and looks like Mishra is still online, able to use all of that extra damage, doing great work. With only one ultimate used, they have held onto the point.
It was huge. That EMP just changed everything for Smile. Smile went in with a game plan. That game plan was going to be good, and Clever just said denied. He did not allow that to fail.
Now another dive. The Haven Shield, or the Winston Shield doesn't quite make it onto the top, and Amplification Matrix is up. Trying to position around it to make sure that that extra damage doesn't go through onto them. The Primal Rage is used to try and just hold on a little while longer. Mishra has used the ultimate to get out that extra damage. Will it pay off? Able to so far, and with an EMP catching the rest of the members of Smile, this doesn't look like they'll be able to hold on to this point. They only have 15 seconds to try again.
I'm sorry, I kept the cameras on the healers. Those who did some work right there. They made sure the whole team's kept alive and doing what they need to do for their job. Good work in Komodo.
Working them hard. Now Baby Guy swapping over to the Hammond to try and get on a little bit while longer. There is the Dragon Blade. The amplification, the Immortality Field has been taken down, but it is not enough to take out Mishra. And it looks like it is not enough to take down Komodo as they hold on to this point and overtime begins to tick down. Will Smile be able to hold on to it? It doesn't look like it as Mal is taken out. There it is, an absolute bull hole.
I'm amazed by that. You don't really see this much, a full hold like that. Komodo did such a good job to make sure they denied anything that Smile did. But the biggest problem Smile did was waste so much time just trying to make that sim work. They wasted almost a minute just trying to get around.
And then once that Sombra ultimate was up, then pretty much anything you tried to do would be thwarted. That is exactly what happened.
Yeah, definitely that EMP was perfectly timed. They waited till they all jumped in right next to the Bastion. They got EMP. They couldn't do anything. I'm pretty sure that Bastion got played a game from that play right there.
Oh, I am sure we are going to be seeing a Bastion play of the game. I don't think there is too much doubt there. We will see if Komodo, or if Smile can pull out a bigger defense. Looks like they're going to be running a very similar composition, but Niwu is going to be on the Torbjorn this time around. So that could be interesting, but they have an insanely high bar to clear if they want to hold on and win this map.
I mean, ideally what you would do is, oh, he got off the Torb. It was a trick. I was excited for the Torb and Bastion, but they're going with the traditional bunker comp and using, the only difference is they're using a Roadhog instead of a Diva going for attacking. I mean for defense. And usually use a Diva. Diva would soak up the damage. But we'll see what happens with Hook. Maybe advantage with the bridge like you want.
Sun saying getting spawn can't Lamau pretty much, yeah. Komodo just won that so incredibly hard. And it looks like Smile is trying to copy what is happening here, but there is the Immortality Field, maybe a little bit early, and if Komodo is able to retaliate to that, might be able to get a good job on there. Now positioning all the way to the back. It seems like Komodo knows how to deal with their own composition. A charge takes Amaro all the way to the wall, taking that Bastion out straight away. Priority number one, and with the rest of Smile falling, they will not be able to hold on to this point, and Rialto goes to Komodo.
Man, they went right to that bunker and just said, hey, we're running goats, we're gonna run through you. and Hammer get the charge right on the Bastion, and immediately when they take out that Bastion, you know that bunker is gonna just get destroyed. And here's the Bastion POG. I said, play the game right here.
As we were expecting. Look at that damage. Look at these mechanics here. Tracking. Miwu is barely getting caught by that. And just huge strats there and a great play overall.
Definitely. I'm actually, that only lasted for 5 minutes, what I'm kind of excited for. Because I said, this is one of my least favorite maps due to how long it could take, thanks to those choke points. So I'm kind of glad this ended early. Really.
It is what it is. Speaking of ending early, we are going to be, because that map was really fast, we're going to be going into our halftime show. Now we got a little bit of a video presentation for you. So sit back and enjoy, and we'll see you all in just a little bit.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Do something!
NANI?
Fire at will! Heroes never die.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not.
Happy feet. One more combo. That ain't Falco. That ain't Falco. Oh, 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 oh. I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.
has been neck and neck. On Ilios, we saw a really great game between the two of them. Although Komodo looked very good in the first round, Smile was able to bring it back, but it was a different story on the next map, Rialto, where Komodo, with a devastating bunker composition, was able to stop Smile from even getting past the bridge. I'm joined today by Jag. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm distracted right now. People are talking about Taco Bell in the chat.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell is my #1 fast food joint. So if you're gonna, I can talk about Taco Bell and give you the best advice what to do for those foods there. So don't get me started, please.
Okay, I will keep that in mind. Next time I'm at Taco Bell, I will hit you up on the Discord. Be like, yo, what do I get?
If you want discounts, Voltage as in Smile, hit him up. I'm sure you got some coupons going for you.
For those some coupons, I will talk about you more if you give me coupons.
Get 2 extra burritos. Just a fun fact: if you order a quesadilla, eat that right away to get that warm, warm, gooey cheese. Because if you wait too long, it's not gooey anymore.
I feel like that one's maybe a little bit of a given.
Now, a lot of people don't know that, but they use the creamy jalapeno sauce in that. That is my favorite sauce. I put that in everything.
Well, now it is time for Eichenwald. Moving on from Taco Bell, talking now about Overwatch. It's a pretty interesting map. There's some good opportunities for a few different compositions. We're going to get to see what these teams are going to be running.
I mean, I'm kind of with Nassif on this. He wants to talk more about Taco Bell, and so do I now. I mean, I'm getting kind of hungry. But anyways, it's your traditional, you got the goats coming out of Komodo, and you get the dive comp coming out of Smile. Smile practice their dive comp a lot, and that's usually their go-to for them. So I'm not surprised at doing that, and I'm not surprised about the ghost comp either. But we'll see what happens.
They're very reluctant on doing goats.
They are. But you see where Komodo's hiding right now? I don't know if it's going to be in their favor, because, yeah, it depends how fast they do this, because if they're doing dive comp, they can get ahead of Komodo and get right in a point. So we'll see what happens.
And it seems like Miwu sort of caught on to what was going on, maybe called that out, and it seems like Smile was ready to deal with it. Disorganized. Will Komodo be able to turn this around? They have taken out Bagel Guy, and that is a great place to start with no main tank. Smile is sent back to the spawn.
It worked in the favor of Komodo. They punished Smile for it, pushed it back to the spawn. They're pretty much going to try to keep him here, deny as much space as possible for Smile.
That is looking good for Komodo. That is the first push. That hammer down is also looking very, very close to becoming online from Hammer as well. So keep an eye out for that. Fire strike deflected back into the team. Won't be getting any ult charge from that quite yet. And now jumping to the back line. Bagel Guy is there trying to get on top of the support. But will it work? Bagel Guy has dropped pretty low, but is getting healed up. But no, taken out thanks to a charge into the wall by Hammer. But some follow-up kills, and Bagel Guy is back online. Volatile gets caught out a little bit. Could be bad, but it seems like Smile, they are going to be taking this point. There is a nuke. Got to be careful about that. Doesn't catch anybody thanks to a well-placed sound of barrier from Bacon, and that is going to be clever. Dropping very, very low. Going to get knocked out of the mech. Going to get followed up on. Hammer, though, right up in there. Gets a hammer down, but dies shortly afterwards. Big Guy using that Primal Rage. Like they're going to be able to hold on to this a little while longer. There is the nuke. Lord Yukon trying to hold on with a ton threat, but they are. But Lord Yukon able to get a double kill anyway, and with Wind's Plague's Transcendence, they are able to hold on to this point and hold on to maybe just a little while longer. Bagel Guy gets taken out, and the rest of Smile are sent back to the spawn.
That was huge. Komodo came back with even being staggered. He was the ults going in. Pretty much Misha with the big ult. And then right after that, get the strand. Keeping our team alive. And it's working in their favor. I think they're gonna pay more attention now and be more careful when this dive comes in.
Big guy jumping to the bag again, trying to get onto there. And there is Voltage's Dragon Blade, countered by the Sound Barrier. Able to pick up a kill onto Wind's Plague, though. With no Discord Orb and the Harmony Orb taken out. A little bit of healing and quite a bit of damage from the side of Komodo. And with Big Guy revived and ready to fight again, will be able to do some work. Hammer, use the hammer down to knock out Niwu, but... Or not Niwu, knocked down Mal, but Hammer taken out by Niwu's Pulse Bomb. Very, very good. Now, Smile, they just have one more tick to go if they want to take this point. Mithy and Clever trying to hold on to it. And there's Wind's Plague using the Transcendence, but it does not block against the nuke. And Clever gets taken out. Very well timed with being knocked out of the mech. David Guy has been taken down as well by Wind's Plague, and with Voltage down as well, will they be able to hold on to this point again? Hammer has swapped over to the Hammond to try and hold on and contest this point a little while longer. Able to get through the grapple, get onto that back line, take out Bacon. It seems like yet again, Komodo is holding on to this point. Now there's just 15 seconds left.
I got a question, and maybe you can confirm this or someone in the chat can. Can a Raging Monkey push back a Diva Bomb?
I'm going to say no.
I think that just happened when Rosicon ulted, because it went behind him somehow.
Well, we'll see. This is looking good for Smile, though, as we're making one last desperate push for the point. Overtime has been triggered, and it looks like that is it. Smile has finally taken the point.
That was intense. I didn't think Smile was going to have it. The mother kept coming back and staggering. But they could be running this. But it seems like they're keeping with the dive. Right now, I think they need Komodo needs to go back to their goats and get off the Hammond. Even though he has the ult. But let's see if he keeps it. He does keep it.
Looks like they want to at least use that ult to try to get that value out of it. I'm always happy to see a Hammond knocked off the high ground. Clever and Mishra now having to retreat. There are the mines right on top of the point. It seems like Smile is able to get out of the way, though, and going to be, for the most part, just able to ignore those mines. Hammer not to be outdone, trying to get in there yet again, getting a good knock up, but taking a lot of damage and gets taken out. Probably going to be swapping over to a different hero now. We'll be seeing that maybe as Smile, they want to push this point forward. It's just Clever left on the point, who does get taken out.
Right. Right now, Smile's still fighting with the dive. They're one at a time picking them off. That's what they need to do for dive. What Komodo needs to do is get together and stay as a group and not give that dive the opportunity to pick them off. But like Ashton said right now, if you time it right, you can push back a Diva Bomb. I know you can do a Doomfist. Maybe if it's bounced, if you throw it in the air, you can push it back. I'm not sure. But I gotta test this out after this game.
With just 60 seconds left, there is a lot of ground to cover for the side of Smile. Komodo, they really just have to win one fight here. And if they can, that would be a very good point for them to push. Now, position up on that Komodo to come through. Voltage tried to use the Dragon Blade, but got taken out immediately. There are several more ultimates inside of the bank, though. With Hammer taken out by the nuke, is one main take missing. Clever knocked over the edge, gets taken out. The payload is getting awfully close to the second checkpoint. Will it happen? Niwu is back on the Tracer, ready to output the damage and taking out Lord Yukon. Just Mishra, Mithy, and Hammer left trying to hold on to this point, trying to just contest it a little while long. Timer ticks down. We're just getting over 5 seconds. Looks like overtime is going to be triggered. Will Smile be able to hold on to this point? Hammer using that mobility to try and stall this out a little while longer, and then gets the Primal Rage. Uses it to contest the point. Tries to knock Niwu over the edge, but the recall says that will stay alive. Bacon taken out as well. Mal, John, and with Niwu and Voltage down, overtime takes down to an end. And that is round one.
I feel like Komodo could have ended that fight a lot earlier if they just had the right plan. I kind of figure out they were going in there just with a Diva Bomb, even though they had Grav. They could easily Grav bomb that and probably would have won it. For whatever reason, I don't know why they didn't go in with that plan, but it still worked for them in the long run.
They are in a pretty advantageous position now. That is a long way to push that payload if the side of Smile wants to take this, or if the side of Voltage wants to take this map.
The side of Voltage.
Side of Voltage.
I knew it. You want Taco Bell right now, don't you? You're thinking about Voltage.
I don't actually know what you're talking about. I
Voltage
did not go to Taco Bell.
works at Taco Bell.
Oh, okay. Side of Voltage. That's right. I was thinking there's some like flavor of Mountain Dew or something called Voltage, and that's what you were referring to.
I think there is, isn't there? Or was that Pitch Black?
There's something with like lightning, but I don't think Voltage.
It was either Voltage or Pitch Black. I forgot what it was.
Besides, I am a true gamer. I go to Arby's so I can get game fuel.
Wait, they have Game Fuel there?
Yeah, that's like the whole thing, is that you can only get game fuel at Arby's.
No way.
Yeah.
I actually don't like Arby's,
has been trying
but
to
I
be
might
the
go there just for Game
fast food
Fuel.
restaurant for a while.
I thought Game Fuel. The last time I had Game Fuel was when like the release of Halo 2. Like they had the Legendary Edition. They were giving out Game Fuel. Like Master Chief was the cover of it.
My friend has a Legendary Edition of Halo 3 and still has the Mountain Dew bottle. Uncapped. Mountain Dew still in there. Probably disgusting now.
Where's Civic Idiots? like, I need to go to Arby's now. Like, I did not know that was
now
there.
Komodo pushing forward, getting past the checkpoint pretty fast, getting past that choke, looking good in this area and taking out every member of Smile. Going to be going directly onto the point.
But that was quick. I mean, but that's what you expect of the goats. I mean, goats is just so strong. If it's a good coordinated goats, they're just gonna melt people and run right through them. And that's something that Komodo does well. That's the strongest comp they got.
And taking a very solid stance in the front. They have 5.5 minutes to get the payload just up to this next checkpoint. It's a pretty solid. Lord Yukon gets hooked for the bubble, keeps them alive, holding on to this. And there is Baker Guy jumping onto the backline along with Mal, able to take out the two members back there. Very good work. And splitting the side of Komodo in half and taking out the rest, holding onto this point very, very well. The hammer down goes straight into the Winston bubble, and the nuke gets caught by the payload side of Smile. Able to move around, make sure they don't get caught by that sound barrier. We got everybody alive as well. Voltage keeping a very aggressive frontward stance to try and knock down Voltage, or try and knock down Hammer. Isn't quite going to work, and there is a nuke from Mal. Doesn't catch anybody though, and Mal is back in the mech raid to dish out some damage. There is Niwa actually revived, able to pump out some damage again. Hammer trying to charge, but gets caught, and there's a death loss, but instantly taken out. The well-placed orb of destruction from Windplague, and now caught us out of Graviton Surge. The members of Smile are not looking good as they fall. There is Baker Guy, and Baker taken out quickly, followed by Volatile as the last one, Niwu, falls and the payload moves forward.
I mean, Smile was holding them very good, but once they had that ult coming up for Komodo, that was just it. But what's interesting about tonight is that Mal's not playing main tank. Usually we see it the other way around. I wonder if that's a swap they should make, and we'll see a big difference.
And now all the way to the end. We'll see if Smile can hold onto it. They have a long ways to go. Hammer down, go straight into Baker Guy's shield. Won't be catching anybody. There we see trying to get into the backline. It works perfectly. Just pushes Smile off. They don't even have to get any kills, and they take the point.
Yeah, it was, you can't go wrong with goats. That is the go-to.
Can't go wrong with goats.
We'll see if this is a hammer down in here. What does he do?
It's like it isn't actually quite yet. Instead, it's just charging in there, doing huge work.
And he wasn't being punished for that. Like, he was separated from his team for a little bit. He could have been a focus. But it's just they ignore the Reinhardt. The Reinhardt is the damage of the goats. If you're allowing him to do what he wants, it's just not going to be a pretty day.
Just couldn't quite engage on top of the enemy there. Now Komodo sitting on 2 and 1. Time for them to take this to the end if they can, or Smile will have to turn this around and take us to a game 5.
I don't know. When was the last time we had a game 5? Like when we first started the season?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it was weird. It's like beginning of the season, like every game was a map 5. And we haven't had one in a while. And I don't want it tonight. Just saying. Like, do it for tomorrow. Like me or Lindsay, or I mean not tomorrow, Wednesday. That's like Watrix. Let him go to map 5. Wait, not us.
We will see. I'm sure chat wants to see a map 5, and personally, I would be okay with it. So our next map is going to be Horizon Lunar Colony. Pretty interesting propositions there.
Horizon is actually not a map, not a bad map.
I like it.
I do too.
People don't like Horizon. I
But
do.
what's funny about this is that every time a new map comes out, people hate it for whatever reason.
Oh, every new map is disgusting.
Yeah,
Every new hero is bad. Every update sucks.
it's like we want change, we want new things, and then they complain about it. It doesn't make sense to me. And it started with Horizon. I remember when I came out, everyone just hated the map. All of a sudden now, more people like it because the next map they hated was Busan. I think it was the next one. Then came Paris. Oh no, was that the next one? No, I'm wrong. It's
Rialto.
Rialto, yeah, right. Which I still hate that one, by the way. But Busan, I don't mind either. A lot of people hated that, and now then they hated Paris. I think that's hated less now that Havana is out. But it's just I don't get it. I don't get the Overwatch community. Like we want new things, but then we want to hate
it's
it.
not only the Overwatch community. If you follow cars at all, big thing has been the new Supra coming out. People hate the new Supra, but it's actually a pretty good car. And give it a few years, everyone's going to be loving the Supra.
Well, we're talking
I
about
sure
cars
do.
now. Can I go back to Taco Bell? I know more about Taco Bell than cars.
That's fair.
Okay.
I do not know much about Taco Bell, so I cannot really relate with you there.
We just know who's the fat one right now.
Yep.
Thank you for saying this.
So looking at this defense, there's some pretty good opportunity here. It looks like it's going to be a bunker composition. Windsplague on that Baptiste. We may be seeing a repeat of Rialto here.
We could be. I mean, right now we got they're on defense. Bunker is really where to go for this map because you control the high ground and you can easily control your opponent where they're going. Ideally, if you want to get away from the bunker comp on attack, you should go goats and you should go right underneath wherever they're holding, right to the point, forcing them to rotate. But right now, they're sticking with the dive comp, and I think it's going to be very bad for Smile with the dive where they're at for this map.
It is a lot of damage to, dive comp. They don't have a lot of defense. It's just sort of 100% offense. And if you can't just get past this bastion, manage to get through and not take all that damage, then you can force him to reposition, but that is not an easy thing to do. Hammer does miss the shield. That could open this up a little bit. Also notice that Mighty Peon is now playing the Sombra. Now jumping up onto the top. Baylai has fallen, but is brought back thanks to Volatel. Trying to get a little bit of damage in there. Voltage tried to use the deflect into the Bastion, but just didn't shoot at him. And now able to reposition. Voltage actually getting halted, but stays alive.
I don't think Hammer missed that shield. I think he did it on purpose to prove a point. He wanted to play with the puppy, but he was getting pushed off because of that.
And now jumping up there again, Belugai instantly taken out. Just too much damage on this point with Voltage down as well. Amara out of the mech. Doesn't look like they'll be able to hold on. Mishra swapping over to tank configuration, able to clean up.
Do you think he Q a note early? You think the tank was that needed?
Probably wasn't needed to me. I think that was maybe a little bit excessive. Mighty Peon gets caught out in space. Gets taken out.
Yeah. And sometimes you just fat finger the Q, or you just, you just can't hold it any longer. It just happens.
Looking very, very good. Also, Hammer does now have the bongos able to amplify that damage. even more from that Bastion. Now trying to jump up on there again. Big Guy doesn't actually quite make it, so Mara is there alone, gets knocked out of mech, and gets taken out on the way down yet again. This is not looking good for Smile, although Clever is caught. Betas aren't really able to charge Mighty Peon's ultimate very much in these fights, and still sitting at this 80 or at 90%.
They need to go goats. I mean, they need to swap it up. Either if they're going to go goats, they go right into the bunker with the stairs, or they go right to the point and then have them rotate and then catch them as they're rotating. But right now, this dive comp, there's not much they can do with it. They're going to get singled out every time.
It seems like you just cannot fight this composition on their own turf. It never ends well, but there could be exactly what they need. Nearly every member of Komodo caught by a return EMP does so in turn to Smile, but it seems like it doesn't. Was able to swipe through the enemy team, and Mishra was taken out as well, and now it seems like point A is ripe for the taking.
They used the ult at the right time. They proved me wrong. They are showing me that they can do a dive. It just took them a very long time to do it. I'm just gonna throw that in there.
And it seems like they were just waiting for that EMP, but as soon as it was up, they knew how to deal with that bunker composition. And now it is time for point B. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to do so.
Knowing they have the Soundbar with Komodo, they should make any more changes up. I know they just went dive, but they should really focus on that Soundbar because that's going to mess them up every time with that EMP.
Always have to keep that timer running your head. Try to figure out when that EMP might be up. Windflake getting cut out a little bit, but healed up by Nithy. Seems to be doing a good job and is able to stay alive for a little while. There is a nuke coming from Lord Yukon. Clears out the point, but doesn't catch anybody. Windflake finally taken out by Bagel Guy, who is now trying to jump away, but Hack won't be able to for long. That's going to be a solid point defense from Komodo.
That poor Zen, you know, the monkey, you know, Winston, Ape, whatever you guys want to call him. He wouldn't let the Zen go. He had to make sure that he got that kill.
It was an AKM EMP. 3.5 minutes for an EMP.
Yeah.
No, it's like 3 minutes and 48 seconds is an AKM played, right? Something like that. I can never remember. But this is, you know, Smile, they're going to have to deal with this somehow. They haven't quite been able to charge up that EMP. It is sitting at 87% though, so it's pretty close. And they do have that Dragon Blade available for that offensive capability. And now they're ready to dive in, trying to get on top of Windflake, able to take them out very quickly. But an EMP catches 5 members, but it doesn't catch Bacon, who is able to use the sound barrier to keep everybody alive in time for their abilities to come back online. Mishra taken out. There's a lot of damage missing to Farah down. And now Dragon Blade, Voltage, getting on top of the enemy, able to take out Hammer and Clever. This is looking good for Smile, as Mithy is the last one to get taken out, and the point contest continues. That's the first tick. It looks like we're getting close to the second tick as well. We're coming on to the third. Now Hammer trying to get on there, trying to contest it, able to use the Primal Raise to do so. And now Windflake using the Transcendence to hold on to this a little while longer. Give the team the offensive ability that they need. They don't have to worry about healing for a little while, but it is now down. There is a nuke. Doesn't catch anybody quite yet, and a return from Amara. Doesn't catch anybody either, but it did do a good job of just contesting this point, creating chaos. And there is the Doom Fist now, knocking Amara around. Not out of the mech yet, though. Now gets taken out. Clever on the Doom Fist, doing great work controlling this point. Bacon is one of the last ones to fall. It is just Amara left, as this point is defended yet again.
Before the fight started, Mighty has the Zen. They knew that the Zen didn't have trans. They pushed in because that was the right moment so they could do EMP Blade, and it just took Komodo off guard just because they had no trans. So good job on Mighty on that hack.
And also really good work with Bacon. Make sure to stay out of the EMP and able to use the sound barrier afterwards to keep the team alive. Now Komodo trying to push up onto Smile, who is repositioning over to the observation deck. Could be a little bit rough for both teams, as Hammer has used the Primal Parade to contest this very small room very, very effectively. And there is the Rocket Barrage from Mishra, taking out 2. Volatile fell shortly before That is going to be another point defense.
Normally a Pharaoh won't go in there due to there's not much space for her. And Mishra just showed, hey, I got my Mercy. I'm not afraid to ult in here.
60 seconds.
And now it's just 60 seconds left. Will they be able to team up and defend this point again, or will Smile take it and have a very good standing for round 1 going into round 2? Mighty Leon has swapped over to the Widowmaker, try and put out a little bit of extra damage. And looking at this, the side of Smile does have the ultimate advantage, does have that Dragon Blade back up, might be able to use it here as they position towards the doors. It's time for them to push through. They only have 26 seconds left. Mighty Peon taken out. That is a lot of damage missing. They're going to have to make their move now. There's Bane, healer down, and with Wardicon knocked out of the mech, you're going to have to follow up on that baby. He's even not able to get back into the mech, thanks to the nuke. Now Hammer trying to contest the point a little bit, trying to get on there and push back Smile. Seems like Smile been really spread out, not able to really get a lot of healing from their team, but Mighty Peon is back and taken out Mishra, what they need, but Clever, nano boosted, Dragon Blade, ready to cut through the enemy team. Trying to get some work through, but not able to do it quite yet. Gets taken out. Voltage trying to hold on to this point as long as possible. Baby Guy gets slapped. Will overtime take down before Baby Guy is back? No. Baby Guy able to cut a little while longer. Gets taken out though. Overtime takes down, and that is round 1 complete.
Smile did such a good job on their attacks, but it's just couldn't finish the targets they needed to finish. I honestly thought they were going to get that second point when they did the EMP with the blade. But Komodo just came right back. They did the right call on just pretty much stalling as much as they can, allow them to get the point back. And since then, Smile couldn't have another good push.
That is a 92.7% take. That is pretty good. And Smile, they have quite a bit of ground to give before they lose this round.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to Komodo again. I mean, they can win this. I mean, it's all they need is to get is a second point, and that's it. We're done. So we'll see what happens. If Smile can stop him on the, on his hold, we're going to map 5. If Komodo wins, they're taking it for the series.
We will not be having a round 3 here on Lunar Colony. It does end now. Looking at this, let's take a look at this composition from Smile here. Pretty interesting, keeping with that dive composition and actually putting Mighty Peon on the Doomfist.
It definitely is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen him play Doomfist. I'm kind of looking forward to it now. Usually I see him more in the McCree or the Widow, but it definitely could work. A Clever switching over to Sombra will be it's pretty huge too. With those hacks, you can stop that Doomfist.
It seems like Hammer is going to be sticking maybe on that Hammond. Yeah, is now exiting the spawn. Maybe? No? It's kind of hanging out while Clever moves forward and gets that intel.
Let's see what they're switching to. They're switching near Ryan Zarya. Oh no, they're going goats. Sombra goats.
So this is going to be pretty interesting here. And that's Sombra able to pump, get that EMP. Some really great utility there, but not a whole lot of damage. Going to be relying the rest of goats for that. And now diving onto Komodo, trying to keep them in a bit of a pinch. There is a Mighty Peon getting into this small room right where Doofus likes to be. Takes apart Komodo.
Right, I mean, right away, the Vulture's got the right pick. He got the Zen that's taking away the discords, and the healing that the goats needs. And since then, they were getting picked off one by one. And then going to a small room, I'm not sure if it really was an advantage for them. I think it was more of a disadvantage. But now everyone can focus the damage to them.
That is a lot of damage missing there. Will they be able to hold this Komodo? Now going up to the high ground, taking the stairs. Big Guy trying to cut them off in the back. Komodo trying to respond, getting on top of there, but Amara has gotten onto the backline, taking out Windsplague, and now Primal Rage inside of space to try and keep the enemy back, and not going to be knocking anybody over though. Able to float back to safety. There is there is Volatile caught by the Hammer down, but able to stay alive a little while longer, but ultimately taken out by Hammer. Hammer keeping up the aggression, trying to get close to the point, but is taken out, and the rest of Komodo, they have to back up.
Hammer had the good picks, but he just wasn't there to protect his team. So as he was getting those 2 picks, the rest of the team was just dying. They need to stay closer together and not be so aggressive, and even everyone were passive until they get the right picks.
Clever does have the EMP now, so this is going to be rough for Smile. They had to spread out and make sure they aren't caught by surprise. Again, there's the EMP. Does catch many members, including Bacon, who now is not able to use the sound barrier to keep the team alive. Mighty Pion was able to get into the air and stay out of it. But will that be enough? Has taken out Mishra. That seems to be it for now, while the rest of Smile are trying to catch up and get back to the point. There's Voltage trying to contest it a little while longer, but not able to. And this 8 point is going to go to the side of Komodo.
That EMP was huge. I don't think Smile was prepared for that, and it took them off guard. And then once they got EMP, they didn't know what to do, and it just got picked off one by one.
Now look at this Komodo. They have 5 minutes now to get 90% capture on this point. That isn't going to be easy to do, but if they keep up their performance, they may just pull it off. Now trying to get onto the point. Hammer buffeted around by Mighty Pion, and there is the Dragon Blade. Voltage trying to take out Hammer. It's a lot of health to go through, but does manage to do it. Now trying to get onto somebody else. That has worn off. Meteor Strike does come through. Does quite a bit of damage to Lord Yukon and others. Mishra now using the rally to try and make the team a little bit more tanky as they try to hold on for the rest of their team to get here. Does manage to stun Voltage, but Voltage does get away. Now taken out. Mishra won't be able to provide those heals and utility to the team. And Hammer is getting engaged on a little bit as Amara wants to go in, but does back off in the end.
I mean, again, once they started pushing, Voltage got that Zen pick right away. It became a 6 versus 5. A Hammer wasn't really protecting his team. He was charging in, and it just cost them the match. They need to play together. Well, not the match, but the fight. They need to play closer together and play more as a team.
And now on the high ground yet again, Smile trying to get a pick. There's an EMP though, catches up from members, but there is the sound barrier, not enough to keep 2 members alive from Lord Yukon's EMP though. Return EMP, they want to hold on. Will they be able to? Baby Guy is revived, able to take out Wind's Plague now. There is Voltage yet again with the Dragon Blade, able to take out 2. It's looking good for Smile, and it is just Hammer and Lord Yukon left to hold on to this point. Now using the Primal Rage, Baby Guy gets on top of Hammer and takes them out. Now it is just Lord Yukon, who is dropping pretty low and is going to be able to get away before getting knocked out of the match.
I mean, they had 2 good picks, and then it became a 4 versus 6 battle, and they still lost. I just don't think the targeting is there. Whoever Ryan's going for, the team needs to go for that target. It's such a disadvantage for Hammer where his team's not backing them up.
Had to back up your Reinhardt there. And also as a Reinhardt, you have to make sure that you don't overextend. Now using the Transcendence, Wind's Plague trying to create some confidence for the team as they start to push in. There is a nuke. Will it catch? Yes, it catches Bagel Guy and Voltage. 2 members of Smile down Amara. Close to fall as well as Volatile. There is not very many members of Smile left. Mighty Pion's Meteor Strike doesn't quite catch anybody. He gets taken out quickly as well. Voltage is swapped over to the Hammond to try and contest this point. It gets taken out. There is Bagel Guy trying to contest it. Gets charged into a wall, but does survive a little while longer. Gets taken out. Volatile's the next one to fall. This is getting awfully close to that 83%. Just 7% more to go. Will they be able to do it? They do. And the day goes to Komodo 3-1.
GG to Komodo tonight. You think it'd be any different if they had the moon or the sun?
Play of the game.
I don't know. Voltage looks pretty solid there. I don't know if either of those those star players would have been able to pull that back, but all up to speculation. Here we see Voltage tearing apart the side of Komodo with that Dragon Blade, but it was not enough. Able to take it to the end.
Yeah, I mean, Voltage was really good tonight. Definitely, he's getting the right picks for his team for Smile. It's just that the targeting, right away they get the Zen. They're taking care of Komodo one by one, but then they're not paying attention to the ults. With the Diva Bomb, they need to be more prepared for that. They need to do better ult tracking and just listen to what their win condition is. I think that was one of the biggest issues tonight for Smile. They weren't paying attention at all to win conditions.
You do have to keep all those in mind and keep your objectives straight. But now it is that time of the show, time to talk about who our players of the match are. There's been a lot of really big plays from many members today, and I think especially uh, from the healers as well has done really great today. But who do you think are the players of the match?
For me, I mean, everyone did so well tonight. I mean, even on both teams, they both put up such good fights. Uh, a lot of it was just like positioning or just ult management that could have changed everything, even for Smile. But for me, for player of the match, I think I'm gonna go with Clever. I mean, with his EMPs, they were all on point exactly when they needed, and then he played different roles tonight and just did so well with it. So I think Clever gets it for me tonight.
Clever did get some huge plays. For me, it's going to have to be Wins play, who's was able to just contest the point so well with Transcendence. Also on that really solid hold with Mishra, was able to use the Immortality Field and everything to just keep that Bastion alive and kicking. And just every single match did a great job supporting the team and allowing them to be as aggressive as they were. Hammer was oftentimes just very, very aggressive. I feel like that was possible thanks to the efforts from Wind's Plague.
Exactly. And then just to let you know, guys, next week we're going to see the Diamond Division playoffs. So it'll be the end of the season next week. Just hopefully see everyone tonight. To come back again next week and see who wins the number one seed, I guess, for Diamond Division.
Which is really the number one seed for the entire league. They will be the best team in Overwatch Cavalry Club. It's kind of assumed that they'd be better than the teams in Plat.
Right. Right now, Komodo
We'll
is
see
on,
about Frost.
I just didn't want to correct you on it, but you know, as I do play for Frost and captain for Frost, but Komodo is also undefeated as well. And are they going to go, perfect season, or are they going to end up like how Titans did, last weekend in Overwatch League? Are they going to lose their undefeated streak? I don't know, but we'll see next Monday. I'm looking forward to it.
So it is time for us to sign off. If you want to follow us on social media, we do have those on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Search for O.C.C. Streams. It is also in the chat. Thank you, Nightbot. Nightbot, always the MVP of the Twitch streams. Also, if you want to join us on Discord, have one of those, just check out below the stream and find that area. You can be a team player if you are silver through diamond. We may just have a team for you. Also, if you're above that master, grandmaster, or even top 500, you think you can get one of these teams up to snuff, then you can apply to be one of our coaches. Also, we're always looking for people for our production team, whether that be casters like Jag and I here, or just stream host running the OBS program, make sure that everything goes smoothly there, or a game host that runs the lobby and make sure everything is running smoothly.
Exactly. Definitely, if you're interested in it, either message myself, Jag, or Lotrix in the O.C.C, and we'll definitely set you up to what you want to do for the role. Just let us know. Be happy to have you on the team.
And it is time for us to sign off. I've been the Litzy, joined by Jag, and we'll see you all next time.